Welcome to Article Critiquing, comic book resource, 10 action movies that aged poorly. I'll try to make this quick. So aged poorly, I guess that's when something is really ugly, doesn't offend anymore, or offend someone now, or again, I'd like to reiterate, if it offends someone now, it probably offended someone back then too. Some action movies meet great reception upon their release, only to be viewed more critically as the years goes by. Yes, that's true, but it depends. It really depends. Let's say you have a movie where you are at war with the Russians, and the movie tells how bad they are, and then we're friends with them, let's say 20 or 30 years later, and then they go, oh yeah, that seems a bit off right now. But yeah, let's go. We'll skip Clash of the Titans, it has some dude t-shirts. Okay, Face Off is nothing to rave about anymore. Why? It's fine. Well, let's read. It was well liked and raved about in its release. As time passed, the film no longer held up the way it once did. Similarly, two well-known actors couldn't save this movie. But you said it was good, but you say they couldn't save it. Do you mean they couldn't save it in the future because it's still known in the future, but the movie's not good just because people know who John Travolta and Nicolas Cage are? Let's go on. In the 90s, Face Off performed rather well, receiving multiple awards and was nominated for an Oscar. But yeah, that whole part doesn't make sense. So it was good when it came out, it did well, got awards, but two well-known actors couldn't save this movie. Do you mean in the future, or what? Okay. Face Off had plot that focused on revenge with poor cliché storyline. Okay, the film was full of drawn-out action scenes and cringe-worthy acting. These movies also had numerous plot holes. Okay, we'll get back to these. It's not focused on revenge. Okay, small spoilers surrounding this, but to make it a long story short, John Travolta, had a son who was killed by Nicolas Cage, Troy Archer, by accident. Sort of. He tried to kill John Travolta, and John Travolta tried to protect his son, and the bullet went through John Travolta and killed his son. And I'm gonna call them by their movie names from now on. So yeah, he's not a fan of Archer. Archer is not a fan of Castor Troy. But the plot of the movie is Castor Troy has put up a huge bomb somewhere in some city that's gonna blow and kill a lot of people. Archer needs to find out where the bomb is. So he's trying to catch Troy. Not kill him, not get a revenge or anything. So, and I'm gonna give you a little of the film because as he writes next, the numerous plot holes, Troy and Archer swapped faces and magically swapped bodies. All these plot holes were brushed aside. Okay, so numerous plot holes. You mention one, and then you say all these plot holes. First off, you're a fucking moron right now. I hate this. Oh, there's lots of reasons why it's bad. Well, give me some. Well, first off, how did they switch bodies? Yes, what else? Nah, nothing. Well, you're an idiot. First off, they didn't swap bodies. I know the moron here tries to say, yeah, but they didn't really put John Travolta's face on Nicolas Cage, so he actually still has his own body. And yeah, sure. But in the movie, when they're switching their faces, they only switch the face. They have to make Archer's body look like Troy's body as best as they can. That means removing the scar from where he was shot and the bullet went through him and killed his kid. And he goes, I would like that scar back after this is done because it has sentimental value. So they actually surgically and cosmetically try to make in the movie, as in the movie, not in real life, try to make John Travolta's body look like Nicolas Cage's body, or Archer's body look like Troy, because fun thing, when he tried to catch Troy was caught in an explosion, which luckily didn't hurt his face, but put him in a coma. So they can't get him to tell them where the bomb are. So he has to go to a maximum security prison to find Castor Troy's little brother and try to convince him to tell him where the bomb is. And to do that, he's going to disguise himself as Castor Troy. So, which is the reason for the face-off. And as they tell the audience is they got the technology, the ability to do this actually now. So yeah, so you can't go with, you can't switch faces on people. That's impossible. That's like science fiction. Yeah, that's it. It's a science fiction movie. How did you guess, you motherfucking idiot? But I like he goes with, yes, one one plot hole, which is explained in the movie, so it's not a plot hole. And that's not even a fucking plot hole. You goddamn idiot. How dumb can you be? Okay. But all of these plot holes, which is not a plot hole because it's explained, yeah, it's just an idiot who hasn't seen the movie. And now you go with the bad acting. That's how Nicolas Cage went in the 90s. Yeah, he was close to peaking here, but he wasn't really peaking, but it's close. And you can't really say, oh no, I don't like Nicolas Cage acting. It's cringeworthy. It's like, yeah, but then don't watch a fucking Nicolas Cage movie. That's how he acted. You, again, goddamn moron. You can't get a red car and say, but I don't like red cars. Then I say, but you bought a red car. You said you wanted the red car. But I don't like a red car. I don't want a red car. It's like, are you 3 years old or just fucking stupid? So you can't complain about Nicolas Cage being Nicolas Cage in a fucking Nicolas Cage movie. That's like complaining the red car you said should be red. You bought the red car. You took the red car. Then complain, why the fuck is it red? Yeah. Okay. So he ends up by saying an enjoyably bad action movie. Well, I guess he hasn't seen the movie, couldn't follow the plot. It's a moron who comes with, oh, it's bad because you have no reason. Okay, fine, you goddamn idiot. Tropic Thunder. Proved to be a controversial comedy. Yeah, okay. So the thing is, they have two things to mention here, which is some of it. It was a satire on the Hollywood industry with the person who's not an actor but trying to become an actor to get someone who has drugs, blah, blah, blah. Then they got the method actor where they have a lot of aspects with it. Yes, Robert Downey Jr. is blackfaced. So that's the thing. Hollywood did this a lot, and it's not even that many years ago. It happened where we got whitewashing, which means you take a white character or a white actor and then they play a character who's not supposed to be white. If you go a little bit back, they would be made Chinese or African or something, and then they just pretend to be another race. It shouldn't sound wrong, I hope it doesn't, but yeah. They would do this. They would go, if you go back in time, you'll see movies where you got a Chinese person, which is just a white person who has stretched his eyes out and go, ping chang ching chong. And then they go, yeah, that's how Chinese speak. I know, right? But yeah, so the thing is the blackface. I get the joke. I think everybody who watched the movie gets the joke because he is also the method actor. So he gets offended as if he was a black person. But yeah, he also does the thing with the method actor where and that's part of it, where he gets way too deep into the role and cannot let it go. And that's why method acting can be stupid and weird and kind of dumb sometimes. But that's the first part. And sure, he's blackfaced. And you can discuss if it's a good or bad way to say blackface is wrong and show why it is wrong. The second part is where he tells Ben Stiller, who made a movie in this universe, where he was a person who was retarded. I'm gonna bleep it some of the times because, yeah, some people find it offensive, especially nowadays. And there's nothing wrong with that at all, but as long as there's a reason, you get offended by it. And see, that's the problem here. Oh, I forgot, I have to end this. So he made this movie where he's supposed to be a mentally retarded person. And he gets the advice from Robert Downey Jr., I think it's, remember, don't go full retard. Because, yes, you still have to act like a person who could live in the world. And this is a bit of a dig at Sean Penn, an actor, I don't know if you know him, but he makes lots of movies. He made a movie where he was a guy who was mentally retarded and had a girlfriend who was a prostitute. She got pregnant and left him with the child. And then the movie's about him fighting to keep the baby because he wants to be his dad. The problem with that movie is he's too retarded to be a dad if you watch the movie. And I think that's what they're going with here because sure, it won lots of awards, the Sean Penn movie, but yeah, that's the joke in it. But the, let's say, joke in this is all these controversies weren't as big when it came out because people understood it. Then later they came, and I think it's a lot of AstroTurf people. If you don't know what that is, look it up. Grassroots is when real people get together to try to do something. AstroTurf is when some companies or politicians something make a fake organization that goes, oh, we are moms against something, and it's not moms, it's just a bunch of rich white dudes who is offended by something, and then, yeah, look it up. So this is more lately, this has come the blackface again and the retarded. And the thing is, they're not going around calling people retarded constantly. It's a mentally retarded person. It's not used as that derogatory term where you're saying you're fucking retarded asshole. That's not how it works. It's like some years ago where some Republicans tried to get the word retarded censored because all their stupid ideas and stupid things they said, people then said they were retarded, and they said that was at least as bad as the N-word, if not worse. So yeah, so that's a new thing. That has nothing to do with the movie being controversial. That's about some idiots trying to make controversies. Batman and Robin disappointed fans. Yes, it did then, and it's not gotten any better. So yeah, that's still bad. I do like how they said George Clooney might not have been the best Batman. Seriously, you have to explain that. If it's the thing with the credit card, that's not being Batman. Okay, we got Bruce Wayne and the Batman, and they say he's a decent Bruce Wayne. I'm the kind of guy who thinks Michael Keaton was the best Bruce Wayne ever next to Adam West, but they're so different, you can easily have two. But yeah, when you're Batman, you're the guy in the suit who kicks ass. There's not much character there, except for the ass kicking. So you can't divide him like that. And that is where Michael Keaton was amazing, because you would buy him as a rich philanthropist who wasn't really all that serious all the time, but you also could take him serious when he was serious as Batman and doing stuff. So yeah, but why this hasn't disappointed more in recent years, and how is it controversial except for the stupid things in the Batman movie? Yeah, I Am Legend. Oh, I like how this is written. It's like a 5-year-old trying to repeat a half-assed report. It received many positive reviews when it was released. Will Smith played the role well enough to hold the audience attention. What do you mean? I think he pretty much puts all of himself into it. But the story left them, the audience, with mixed feelings and unanswered questions. Yeah, I'd like to know what he's talking about. What questions? What unanswered? Why? Please don't be stupid idiot that don't write things. Okay, I Am Legend had an unsuccessful turning point toward the end, which many called the collapse of the film. Throughout the film, viewers felt that Robert Will Smith was the hero, but after the film's turning point, viewers began siding with the mutants. The original ending proved confusing, but the alternate ending allowed for closure among fans. See, now I'm really confused. I'd like to admit I haven't really seen alternate ending. I don't even know precisely what he means, because he doesn't write it. I know there's what the story is based upon, but a bit of spoilers here too. So we got this scientist in the city, and he's trying to take samples of these mutants and find a cure or something. The thing is, in the movie, he had something to do with the virus that came out, even though the movie has gone from being one story that was written to being a blockbuster. So instead of having good reasons for things, then he's just staying behind to find a cure. And then the original ending, I think what was the original ending? I don't know what he means, because the movie has been through some cuts and stuff. So since he says nothing, I believe the ending he's talking about, and I don't think people sided with the mutants. But the original ending is where he finds a cure, and then he has found a woman and a child, and he gives them the cure and let them escape out of his lab, while he stays back with a grenade and kills all those mutants that's in his lab. The big problem here was that he could easily escape. He could easily just have thrown the grenade and closed the door after him, and then all of them escaped. That was kind of bad. But the thing is, the real story, which it's based on, he is part of who has contributed to why the virus came out. And then through his years of trying to find that cure, he realizes that he's not looking for a cure. They are the cure. They are the mutants who can live in the world we've made. They can survive. And I think they made some of that as an alternate ending. But the problem here is they still made the mutants monsters. So if you should go by the original story, they shouldn't be as monstrous as this. So you only get to see a little bit that they're smart when they catch him in a trap. And I'm pretty sure that when he says at the turning point, viewers began to side with the mutants, is if they recut it to the version where it gets out that he might not be the good one, and he's actively hurting them, and they're just defending themselves. So yeah. But he writes none of that here, so that's just a stupid, idiotic non-sentence right here. And I spent way too much time on that. 300, movie of the past. One thing is the toxic masculinity, and yeah, it's a good example of what's wrong with that, but it's Zack Snyder, so there's all that stuff and the rape fantasies and stuff. But yeah, the big problem is he took a country of people and then turned them into a weird race and turn them into weird-looking monster-like things. So yeah, that's where you got the problem. If you take a movie and if you make a movie and then all colored people gets horns and tails and are evil, and all yellow people are conniving demons trying to stop you, then you might just get into trouble. But then if you say, oh, all the colored people are people from South America and Africa, and all the yellow ones are all the Japanese and Chinese people in the movie, yes, that's how they look to me, because, oh yes, and the Jews are those crooked people with long noses and nails. That's how Jews look to me, right? That's how Jews look, right? I'm not racist, am I? So yeah, that's a problem. You can say, oh, but it's fantasy, it's a movie, it's based on something. It's based on a story. And yeah, back to the thing I said. Sure, it might be a movie, but if they're supposed to be a specific people and you turn them into more or less demons, then you're demonizing those people. It's not even hard to understand. Spider-Man 3, disappointing into a well-liked trilogy. Okay, problems, made a movie. Sam Raimi would like these stories to have been more than one movie, but this is before you made a big series of movies. As a matter of fact, at that time and for many years to come, there weren't many superhero movies that got 3 movies. But yeah, that was a colossal clusterfuck in so many ways. There are good things and bad things. But yeah, they took the symbiote suit, which in the comics is something he had for years before they start to find the problems. And then they take it and have to have him get mad at, lose it. It has to find a host. Seriously, my biggest problem is the only thing he did to Brock in this is he told them that a fake picture was fake. They need to know that. That's not wrong. That's not being asshole. And then that's enough for him to say, oh yeah, I'll join you and try to kill him because, yeah, I once tried to sell a fake picture, so I guess I'm a monster. Yeah. 2012 was a disaster of a movie. No, it's not. I would like to tell anyone who wants to try, if you take this movie and you take one of the Transformers movies, then watch it. Yeah, not at the same time. I can tell you right now, if you watch 2012, you will follow along all the way. You will not get exhausted or stressed by all the visuals and the flying around cameras, even though it's a goddamn action movie with non-stop action more or less. That's because it's well made. And he goes, oh, it's worse than every other. And it's like, nope. At that time when that's made, we tried to build up. It was bigger and worse and harder and crazier with all the disaster movie. It fits very well. If you see it the day after tomorrow before, and then before that Armageddon, Deep Impact and all those, you'll see the threats are constantly growing. So yeah, the tension has to build. You can't just, oh, we just had this huge movie about the world freezing and everything flooding. What you do? Oh, this movie about rain. Yeah, how much? I don't know. People are gonna walk with water to the knees. Yeah, that doesn't sound as exciting. Limitless. Odd concept. Oh my god. Oh, how stupid is it, right? Oh my god, you can't be this goddamn fucking stupid. Yes, they're using a trope in Hollywood where they go, normal humans only use 10% of the brain. With this, you could use 100%. Yes, as soon as you think of that, that's stupid. But the writer doesn't. The writer is a goddamn stupid motherfucking idiot moron boy who can't do anything but hear, oh, someone said we already use 100%, so I guess we are using 100%, I think, yes. No, the thing is, you're not really using 100%. Yes, we can use all our brain. And if we're thinking about something, we do this. If we do stuff, we do something else. If there's any idea about using 100%, it would be like if I use my right hand to do something and all my 3 other limbs does nothing, I'm only using 25% of my limbs. But the idea with this, which also explains, is he can do a lot of things at the same time. Instead of having to sit and think, things just come to him. His brain is jacked up. It's like going from a Windows 95 computer with mechanical hard drive to a 2020 computer with lightning fast SSDs. Instead of going, oh, you know that actor, from the movie with the, you go, oh, Sean Penn. You don't need to look for it because the brain works and it's fast. That's what they're going by. He doesn't grow a bigger brain or anything. The movie even have the part about, well, because the brain is constantly in use, people either, oh, kind of spoiler, people either go insane or die, or most likely both. And yeah, if you could get something, a drug, not just like cocaine or speed, but you could keep going on, which is also why cocaine and speed sometimes was famous with writers and movie executives in the 80s, because you seem more effective. But yeah, that's a side note. So it aged poorly because it had an odd concept. And the odd concept is they said that the pill made them use 100% of the brain. Yeah, you're a goddamn idiot. Well, here's an example of a person who never used 1% of his brain. Yay! You moron writer!